Hi, and welcome to MC4C TV. I'm Judith, the Youth Enterprise Champion, and I'm with David Riszko of Zeporal Entertainment. Thanks for joining us, David. How have you been keeping during the pandemic?
Thanks for doing this. Yeah, I've been doing kind of okay since, for me at least, being indoors and on a computer is like my natural environment. So as far as the pandemic goes, it's been not too bad for me. If anything, it's been a good opportunity to actually focus on making my games business, because I wouldn't have done it if I was still at work before.
Brilliant. I'm glad you've been keeping well. So you mentioned about your games. Tell us about your business.
Well, it's I'm trying to make at the moment mainly focused on mobile games. But the idea behind the company, at least Zeporal Entertainment, is just a focus on entertainment. So I didn't want to have too narrow of a scope on what I do, because I like to do quite a lot of digital creative things. So like not just games, but videos, music, artwork, YouTube, podcasting, that kind of stuff. So keeping that broad in that sense, and animation is a main one. So I'm trying to go through the process and as far as I can, and getting starting out small with stuff I can do on my own, and then hopefully trying to build a consistent revenue from the mobile games, and then continue making games, but also branch into sort of animation and other areas within entertainment, but also mainly because of a lot of those projects are quite big, especially like bigger, better games, need to be able to make enough money to employ other people. So that's what I'm working towards at the moment.
Brilliant. That all sounds like great stuff.
It's very optimistic. Sorry.
I like your positive outlook. It's great to be positive. I like that. The entertainment industry is quite competitive. What made you choose to set up your business in that industry?
Well, to me, the competition isn't the this isn't very good business practice in terms of looking for a market, and then looking for a market that's not got many competitors and trying to just be the best in that. But it's mainly it's what I want to do. Therefore, I think I can do it better because of the desire to do it. That makes, for example, if there was like a hole in the fishing market, but it's just not where I have the interest or the knowledge really to go into it. So that's why I chose this, just because it's what I have experience with and what I want to do. Really, it's not a good decision. Not a like wasn't a financially decision, because yeah, it's very competitive, and I'm just hopefully just trying to make games the way I would like to play them, and then hope for the best with that sense.
Oh, that's great. That's very good. And obviously, the entertainment industry, as you've just spoken there, it's competitive and not maybe easy to get into, especially in a smaller city like Hull. So what made you choose to set up your business in Hull?
Well, it's where I am, so that's the main reason for that. But no, it is definitely a good opportunity here, because there aren't many. I think I know that there's the BBC building, and then that's it. But that's like, that's BBC, like radio and television, so on, which is not really what I'm looking into anyway. So there aren't many opportunities available. So that's what pushed me to do self-employment, at least, is because there aren't opportunities that I could find that would accommodate for what I want to do here. So I started my own company to do that. Otherwise, if I was in another city where the opportunity was available, I might have been in employment there, spent more time in that. I mean, I've always had the desire to do it my own way, but at least for now, I was like, well, if I can do that sooner rather than later, I just pick up on this opportunity. Say MC4C. I don't even know. I think by accident I got a text, someone saying, got me confused with someone else, asking if I was still interested. I was like, oh, I don't think I signed up in the first place, but I really latched onto the opportunity because it's like, okay, yeah, you can set up your own business, so yeah, I'll do that. Like, no thinking about that.
I'm glad you mentioned the MC4C, that kind of just leads into my next question. How did MC4C support you?
Well, at the very least, the main thing was just knowing that there are people that told me that it's possible to do this. Because before that, I thought, well, to start a business, I have to either go to a bank and get a bank loan, or have to go to something like Dragon's Den and like pitch a business for some money. I'm like, I don't really feel too good about doing either of those things. So I was just thinking, okay, well, the only way to make a business is save up a lot of money. Because yeah, like thinking about how expensive it would be to do all of that. But no, MC4C came and said like, well, no, you can start now. There's the youth bank. There are training skills programs, business advisor, mentorship, and so on. Is like, oh yeah, just being aware of that and then going through with it. That's been obviously that I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for that. It's been very valuable.
I'm glad they were able to give you a lot of support. And you've just mentioned the youth bank. What kind of support did you get from the John Cracknell Youth Enterprise Bank, and how did it help you on your business?
Well, at this point, being not having much money, it's having the grant from the youth bank, applying for that with my business plan. It doesn't cost me much to run my business other than the initial startup cost for testing. I mean, to make mobile games, I have my own phone, but it's Android. So one of the things I had to apply for to do is to get an iPhone, because I think at least more than half of about a third of the market for mobile games is Apple. So it's helped me to get that. I still have to look for a good deal from somewhere to get a used iPhone for testing. But yeah, that's what they've been able to help with that.
I'm glad you were able to get some financial support that's proved to be helpful in, helping you and your business to progress further. What about some of the challenges? Have you faced any challenges as a new business, as a self-employed person? And also, what are some of the rewards of being your own boss?
The double-edged sword of being your own boss is it's rewarding and challenging to I think to be self-managing. It's because you can work as much or as little as you choose to, but in the end, it's the freedom comes with the cost of, if you're not working, then it's mainly you letting yourself down. And so I've been slightly battling with how long I take my breaks, and then getting back into the mindset that it's only me that it ends up costing, really. So trying to shorten the breaks that I'm taking, really. So that's one of my biggest challenges. But I think, like I say, the freedom of it definitely has a much more positive effect on my mood. The mindset of knowing I can eat when I want to eat and not feel pressured to eat quickly or whatever.
I like that, having the freedom to make your own schedule, and also to plan your day as it fits you, but yet still getting things done. So that's a good mindset to have. And of course, remembering to take your breaks and enough rest, it's good for you. That's really good. Would you recommend MC4C to a friend?
Yeah, actually, since I found about it, when I've heard anyone saying about how they don't like the work that they're doing, I say, like, look, you can just be self-employed, do something you enjoy doing, and go through with that. And say in whole, at least recommend MC4C. But I assumed that in other cities, I have some friends in other cities saying the same thing. Like, look, you can just do it. Don't be afraid. Just like try making a business. You'll enjoy it more than, I don't know, like being on the production line. And not to criticize that, but I mean, they're complaining about it. So I'm saying, like, look, there's a solution. You can just do something you want to do. And so I definitely have been recommending this, at least specifically, and hold that to people, because it's I don't know, it's better. It's better than suffering.
That's true. At least you would be happy to be your own boss. Let's talk about your games. Tell us about some of the games you're developing or have already developed. Just tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, sure. I can show. I made a game a while back called Zonk Dunk on mobile. Say free to play game. It's only for Android at the moment, but it's a mix of Pong and Breakout, but in my own art style. It was more of at this point a test for testing out what it was like to go through the publishing process with Google's Play Store. So the game itself is obviously not that original. Pong came out in 1972, so it's obviously been around for a long enough time. And if you go into the Play Store, you search Pong, it's hundreds of them. So I wasn't trying with this to monetize it, because there's no way it's been monetized. But it gave me the momentum to then go into making something that I would actually more enjoy playing myself, which was Zeporal, which is what I'm currently working on, which it's still in the very early stage, because at the moment I've been trying to make music for this. So it's themed like the sort of Miami Vice kind of 1980s synthwave, retrowave kind of aesthetic, where you've got the grid lines, the setting sun that you roll towards, palm trees on the side. And so I think for me, when I've been playing this, testing it and trying to think of what to do next on the development, it's mainly when I'm working on, I'm like, it's really lacking something, the atmosphere. And so I figured the most important thing for this kind of game is the sound design and the music. So at the moment I've been trying to work on that, which actually I got FL Studio Mobile with some of the money from the youth bank grant. So I've been able to like work on sound. That's what I've been trying to produce, is just make a nice atmospheric, fun mobile game that is it's like, the way of designing the controls is so that it feels natural to hold, the way you would hold your phone anyway, as opposed to some sort of like where you hold the phone and then tap with the finger. I mean, people do that, but it's not, I feel like it's not comfortable to do that for a long time. So that's been my focus, is making games that feel nice to play, as opposed to being like addictive games or clicky games or stuff that doesn't feel natural on a phone.
It sounds like you've got a lot of good stuff in store. I mean, you've just shown us, and it looks like a very interesting game to play when you publish it. Some may say that games can be obsessive. which can have a negative connotation. So how would you tackle that issue?
Yeah, I had the realization a while back when I was watching some YouTube let's play um of on the channel that just they were talking about they were playing different games online, and they just said something like this game sucks, and then he closed it. But then prior to that, while they were playing, I had the realization that with that with the right mentality and the right sort of games, that they were able to just play the game while it's fun and then close it when it's not fun. And so I really, with gaming and from that perspective in mind, I've really tried to think, yeah, I'll make a game that doesn't try and keep you playing for hours and hours. It's there when you want it, and then you can just close at any time and then come back to it. So I'm not putting any kind of gambling systems in the game or any kind of microtransactions where it's like you've died, and in order to continue without losing your last 10 minutes of progress, you have to pay £5, because I think it's obviously unethical. It's holding somebody hostage to say, look, you need to pay up, otherwise you lose this. It's a threat, really, and I obviously don't like that. So I'm just making a game that's single player, play for fun, close it if you don't want to play it anymore, and then if you feel like a challenge, open it up again. But yeah, I'm not trying to force people to become obsessed with it. I mean, hopefully it's enjoyable, but it's not designed with addiction. It's not designed to be addictive.
I like how you've thought through about, of course, even the ethical side to it. I'm happy you've thought through that. But you say your games are free to download. So as a business, you have to make money. How do you intend to make money as a business?
Um, well, it's a little bit like I say with the um, playing and not having microtransactions. It's not entirely true. It's more just the way I'm doing it, which is instead of you play and then you're asked to pay to continue playing, the way I'm charging this is it's free to play with 100 levels, and then if you want to pay, if you've completed 100 levels and you really like the way the game feels, the music, the atmosphere, and so on, then for £7 can buy an extra 200 levels or 300. I haven't fixed on the actual number for these because I haven't designed the levels to know the complexity of each level, so like how long it would take. But so the numbers will change, but essentially I want to make a game that is free to play and have fun in, and then just offer more content to pay for as a completely optional component. So then really only people who want more will be the ones paying for that. So £7, and then Google Play Store and the Apple Play Store, they have all the same cut, so that they're they take a percentage because obviously they're hosting it and using their servers to promote it, distribute it to everyone's phone. They take 30% cut of the profit for selling, so left with about almost £5 from that. And yeah, each sale ends up we'll go through like that's the monetization aspect of that. So essentially my role as a business is to make the game compelling enough to be downloaded, and then even more compelling once it's been downloaded, that people will want to pay for it to get more out of it, really, but not in a way where it feels necessary, in a way where it feels optional. That's kind of what I say, yeah, with the ethics, really focusing on wanting it rather than needing it.
Brilliant. That sounds like a great plan. I'm happy about that. David, you are one inspiring young entrepreneur who used this difficult time we've all faced and developed a brilliant business that I'm sure will be very successful. It's been so lovely talking with you today. Thank you very much for agreeing to talk to us.
Thank you.
Make sure you check out one of the game David has developed called Zonk Donk, which is free to download on Google Play Store. And trust me, you're going to enjoy it. David, I wish you all the best with your business. And again, thank you for being with us today. If you're a young person or you know a young person who's thinking about starting their own business, please get in touch with us at MC4C. And just like David, we can help you develop your business idea, launch your business, and continue to give you support throughout your business journey.